Right now, you feel like you're here, in this moment. The sounds around you, the light hitting your eyes, the screen in front of you, all of it happening now. Except it isn't. Every single thing you are experiencing right now already happened. You are not living in the present. You never have. And the strangest part is the lengths your brain has gone to, your entire life, to make sure you never noticed. Let's start with the easy part. Light takes time to travel. It's fast, almost unimaginably fast, but it isn't instant. When you look up at the sun, you're not seeing the sun as it is. You're seeing light that left it 8 minutes ago. If the sun simply vanished, you'd carry on, completely unaware, for a full 8 minutes, basking in the light of a star that no longer exists. Look up at the night sky, and it gets worse. Some of those stars have been dead for thousands of years. You're seeing ghosts. The night sky is a graveyard, still glowing. But that's just distant things. Space stuff. The world right in front of me is happening now. It isn't. The light bouncing off this room, off the people near you, off your own hands, all of it takes time to reach your eyes. It's a tiny delay, a fraction of a second, but it's never zero. Everything you have ever seen, you saw a moment after it actually happened. And sound is far worse. Sound limps along compared to light, which is why you see the fireworks burst before you hear the bang. So when someone speaks to you from across the room, their voice arrives late. Their words reach you slightly after they spoke them. You have never once heard a sound at the instant it was made. Now here's where it stops being about physics out there and starts being about you. Because the delay isn't only outside your body, it's inside it too. When you stub your toe, the pain isn't instant. A signal has to travel from your toe, up your leg, all the way up your spine, into your brain, and only then do you feel it. That journey takes time. In fact, the bigger the animal, the longer the wait. When you touch something, the sensation you feel is already in the past by the time you feel it. Even your own body reaches you on a delay. You're at the end of a very long, very slow chain of messengers. So let's add it all up. Light, arriving late. Sound, arriving later. Your nerves, slower still. By the time all of this information finally reaches your brain, it's hopelessly out of sync. A pile of signals, each one already old, each one aged by a different amount, which leaves your brain with an almost impossible problem. If it just showed you reality as the signals arrived, your life would feel like a badly dubbed movie. Sound lagging behind picture, touch lagging behind both, the whole world stuttering and misaligned. So, your brain does something extraordinary to hide it, something you are not aware of and cannot feel happening. It waits. Your brain actually holds the information back. It collects all those mismatched, delayed signals, lines them up, edits them together into one smooth, synchronized scene, and only then hands it to your conscious mind, neatly packaged as now. Scientists have measured this delay. A neuroscientist named David Eagleman gave the process a name, postdiction, and they found the lag is about 80 milliseconds. Your conscious experience of reality runs roughly 80 milliseconds behind the actual world. You are, always, about a tenth of a second in the past, living on a delay you can never catch up to, and hiding the delay is only one of the things your brain is covering up. Here's something you can test right now. Look at your eyes in a mirror. Really look, and shift your gaze from one eye to the other. You will never catch them moving. The movement is invisible to you. That's because every single time your eyes flick from one point to another, your brain shuts vision off completely. If it didn't, the world would smear into a sickening blur with every glance. So it goes dark, just for an instant, and then quietly fills in the gap. Add it all up, and you spend somewhere around 40 minutes of every waking day completely blind. And you have never once noticed the lights going out. Your brain simply edits the darkness out of the story. And it gets stranger. Because to keep the illusion seamless, your brain doesn't just delay reality. And it doesn't just hide the gaps. It rewrites it. It edits the past after the fact. Backdating events, adjusting their timing, even inserting things that make the story flow. In laboratories, scientists can trick the brain into seeing flashes of light that were never there, simply by changing what happens afterward. The brain reaches back in time and quietly revises what you just experienced, so the final version always makes sense. And you would never know, because here's the truly unsettling part. When your brain overwrites that initial moment, it doesn't keep a copy. There is no record of the raw, unedited version, the real present as it first arrived. The only version you ever get is the polished one, so you can never compare them. You can never catch the edit. The part of you that might have noticed the delay is running on the very same delay. This is happening right now. As you process these words, you are not hearing them as they are spoken. You're experiencing a reconstruction, assembled, synchronized and backdated by a brain working frantically behind the scenes to sell you a single comforting lie that you are here, in this moment, live. You are not. The moment you think you're living in is already gone. It ended a fraction of a second ago while your brain was still stitching it together. By the time now arrives in your awareness, the real now has already moved on without you. We spend our whole lives chasing the present, trying to be here, to stay in the moment, to not miss it. And all along, the moment was never something we could reach. It passes through the world, and then, a breath later, a carefully edited replay of it arrives in us, and we call that living. You have never touched the present. You've only ever held its echo. And the one part of you that could have told you the difference has been one step behind, this entire time, watching a world that already happened, and quietly calling it now. If this made you see something ordinary a little differently, that's the whole reason this channel exists. There's a new rabbit hole every week, the questions you never thought to ask. Subscribe so the next one finds you, and I'll see you down there.